Hello everyone and welcome back to MixBuzz TV mixing and mastering tutorials on YouTube. I'm your host David, and in this video/podcast I want to talk for a second about mid-side EQ in particular and how plugin companies and marketing can affect the way you mix if you're new to the game, and how that's not really a good thing. They don't do it intentionally. They don't care about how you mix or how your mixes sound. It's simply a byproduct of marketing. And we'll take mid-side processing, specifically mid-side EQ, as an example. If you don't live under a rock, you probably saw how pretty much any new plugin that came out in the past 5 years or so, it has mid-side functionality. Whether it's an EQ compressor, saturation plugin, everything. Many hardware pieces as well, not just plugins. Mid-side is a must. It became a trend. And everyone is putting mid-side on everything nowadays. It seems like regular stereo processing is outdated somehow, and you need mid-side on everything because, well, mid-side is better. And you're inclined to think this way because every time a new plugin comes out, the marketing pushes the mid-side option. The marketing is clear. Hey, this new plugin is not only great, but it has mid-side, something you absolutely need all the time. That's what's implied every time a new product comes out. And while having the option of mid-side processing is absolutely great, don't get me wrong, many newbies interpret that as is better than regular EQ, and you absolutely need mid-side all the time. Well, this is a perfect example of how marketing influences the way you mix and the way you think about how to process your tracks. The truth is, mid-side is not necessary, especially mid-side EQ. Is a very destructive process. Is not needed 99% of the time because it often creates more problems than it solves. Compression, that's different, especially mastering when you don't have access to the stems or the single tracks, and regardless, sometimes mid-side compression is the best choice to enhance a mix anyway. But mid-side EQ and filtering do have drawbacks, and like I said, it's a destructive process. On single tracks, that's usually never a problem, especially if you're in the sound designing phase, but on program material, full mixes, and in mastering, it should be used only when there's no other choice really. Not be opened by default because you think that it's somehow a must. It's not. Mid-side EQ messes with the original stereo positioning of the elements in your mix, and it blurs it. It creates phase distortion between the sum and the difference, and by EQing the difference, you effectively time shift the stereo information away from the event. Now, these artifacts are not obvious right away, but they can sound somehow unnatural to our brain and can cause ear fatigue. So right away everything sounds wider and bigger, but that is just because we perceive the stereo field differently. And different doesn't necessarily mean better. So yeah, don't default to mid-side EQ. Don't think it's somehow better than regular stereo EQ. But how comes that many people ended up being under the impression that mid-side was this amazing, absolutely necessary tool? Well, it happened because plugin companies found in mid-side everything a new sales pitch, a new feature that they could market as the next best thing. And this was easy to do because it's easy to impress the audience by manipulating the stereo field. Open up the stereo field somehow and the difference is immediately noticeable. But that doesn't mean the result is better. There's nothing inherently better in mid-side compared to regular stereo processing. Actually, there are more side effects. It's just different, and it serves different purposes. But in most cases, regular stereo EQ is a better choice. It's important to realize that not just because the market offers you something, quote, new, it means that A is better, B, you have to use it all the time. We are definitely influenced by the market, the offering companies put out, but we have to apply critical thinking to everything. Because the main goal of a plugin company is not to make your mixes better, it's to sell more and make more money. So if they find a new sales pitch that works, they'll use it. And that in itself is not a problem. Having the option of mid-side, as I said, is great. Awesome. Just don't think you have to use it all the time or that it's somehow a superior mixing technique than regular stereo EQ. This is the message here. Critical thinking is key and stop putting mid-side EQ on everything. That's it for this video. It's a short video. The concept is simple but important. If you have any question, write it in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please don't forget to click the like button. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay in touch with us. Be updated with all the upcoming videos and series. Please keep supporting MixBuzz TV by sharing the videos and linking the channel on social media, personal pages, blogs, forums. Subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time.